Hey, this is me, Sky, and it's my first video. I want to be able to document what I'm going through at the moment, and with all the technology available, I'm thinking I'm going to YouTube, because then I can actually go back and see how I was feeling, and yeah, it might help my cataloguing my what I'm going through, as well as I'd hope help others going through something similar or not. So I'm Sky. I'm married. I have children. I'm married to Paul, and we have 6 children. So our first son is Aaron. Then we had a couple more boys after that. We had Dylan and Simeon. Then we were blessed with another baby, which was a little girl who turned 10 yesterday. And then we had another 2 little blessings, another boy and another girl. So we have 4 boys and 2 girls. And at the moment they are 21, almost 17, 10, 12, 4 and 2.5. So we are a busy family. You might hear them from time to time in the background or running in and out. So yeah, that's who we are. We're a big family. We're a multicultural family. So my family is Sikh, my husband's family are Christian, my family originate from India, my husband's from Jamaica. We've been together nearly 25 years, and yeah, we're really blessed by having a lot of love and support from both our families. I'm in my eldest son's room because I'm recovering. While I'm recovering, I'm just in this room because it's easier than being in my own room, because the kids are actually sleeping in our bedroom. They've got their beds up there, the little 2, because they are very close to us. And because of what I'm going through, I'm having to just let them, I'm just coming out of the room. Right, so I'm my husband works, I've worked probably non-stop, barring like maternity leave, since I was 16. So the best part of, I'm thinking about 2016, I'm 41. I'm really rubbish at maths, but yeah, a good time. I shouldn't say I'm rubbish at maths, I'm really good at maths, but yeah, mental maths, probably not with chemo brain. Okay, so there you have it. I've just told you I've had some chemo. So I shockingly found out in June, with no family history at all, that I had breast cancer. And it was a real shock to me, because I went in thinking I was having blocked milk ducts, because I just stopped breastfeeding my daughter in April. She was just gone 2 and a couple of months. But with the pandemic and that, I just stayed breastfeeding her for longer. So I thought it could be, the worst I thought it could be was like blocked milk ducts. Had I known it was anything serious, I would have upped my life insurance and taken out critical illness. But that's something there for you ladies to think about. Quite a lot of my friends, since I've been through what I've been through, have added critical illness, which I think, I'm not endorsing any company because I didn't have it. But it's worth looking at, because as we're getting older, or even as we're younger, policies are a lot more cheap to get when you're younger. Because the likelihood of people younger getting cancer is, it's lesser than as you go older. Anyway, so my story. I found a lump. It was really weird, because it was at the bottom of, it was underneath my breast. I must have mistakenly thought it was milk in the past and really not really thought about it. But I do check my breasts regularly. Well, I thought I did. So went to the hospital, had like a went to the GP, like with all this COVID that's happening here in the UK, it was a telephone appointment with the GP, and then they called me in for a lady doctor to feel my breasts. She then referred me to the hospital for a mammogram, and there they did an ultrasound, and they asked to do a biopsy. At that point, it was quite upsetting because they did let off that, you know, there was something there. But I was in the right place. So, yeah, that evening, I kind of couldn't go home straight away, and I was quite emotional because I wasn't expecting to hear something like that. I did actually ask the consultant if I could bring my husband with me to the appointment, and he agreed. So there again, I thought, I got a letter in the post. They wanted to see me 10 days later, so I thought, you know, it's no rush. No news is good news. They obviously don't need to see me that quickly. And on the appointment, I was like waiting around. I was the last one to go in. Got told the news. I have what's called invasive ductal breast cancer. My breast cancer is ER positive, PR positive, so estrogen and progesterone positive. So it was +8, so I think that's the highest it can be on both counts. And then HER2 negative. And I'm only starting to learn about all these things and what they actually mean, because it kind of went over my head a lot. Like, I tried to find YouTube videos at the beginning to see, like, you know, my breast cancer scare and stuff like that, and I kind of, yeah, none of them kind of resonated with me. So I kind of went to the appointment. Kind of didn't really have many questions to ask because obviously I was just emotional. The consultant said, right, we're booking you in for surgery in 2.5 weeks. So that was quite what can I say? We didn't really discuss much. It was just like, this is the plan, and then we'll take it from there. And I had a great breast care nurse. Unfortunately, she left halfway through my treatment for it, so I felt like I was in limbo. So that being said, what I started to do was, before my surgery, after my surgery, I kind of navigated the internet. I found like, I'm the one for the past couple of years, since I've been young, doing sponsored things for charities. And yeah, I started to research the companies that I've been fundraising for all these years. So Breast Cancer now have a peer support project called Somebody Like Me, because what actually happened was, after my surgery, I ended up with sepsis, and I went back into hospital, and I had a really massive wound infection, which meant that I had to keep going back into hospital every day, and then it was every other day, and then it went to like weekly, because I have a high threshold of pain, and even though I know my body, I developed sepsis really, really quickly, and it was kind of overlooked a little bit. And so even though I was in hospital, when I'd come out, the wound wasn't cleaned at the time, and it just exacerbated and went crazy. So yeah, so that being said, the wound had to heal from the inside out, which means it doesn't look great, doesn't feel great. And yeah, getting your boobs out for everybody is just like not something you want to do. But anyway, had to be done. So it's about, yeah, what can I say? It's a bit like when I go for my bikini wax, I only ever go to one person. You don't really want to get it out for everyone else. I mean, yeah, I've had the same partner for the past 25 years. I don't, you know, I'm very personal. I don't, you know, expose myself like that. So yeah, it's what can I, the best way to describe it is, it's really, yeah, hardening in terms of like you have to become very sort of less personal to what's going on, and just, you know, it's a wound infection, gotta get it sorted and all that. Anyway, I'm just waffling again. So I'm new to YouTube, so I need to know whether I need to script stuff or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, so going back to what I was talking about, I had researched some companies, charities. So Breast Cancer Now do somebody like me, and somebody like me asked me to fill out a form and write down everything about me. So what type of breast cancer I had, you know, whether I had a mastectomy, lumpectomy, I had wide local excision, all these things, put them down. And they give you a call. And what happened was, I mean, this is not an advert for them or anything, but what happened was they closely match you with somebody like you. So I met somebody and we've gotten really well, and she calls me from time to time, and it's somebody that I can really just ask any questions to. Yeah, I've also signed up to their workshops. Breast Cancer Now do these workshops, like, because I don't know about anyone else, but I found that I was managing other people's feelings a lot. So when you go through a cancer diagnosis, yeah, your partner goes through it, your children go through it, your parents go through it, your friends go through it, you know, people that are close to you, they feel it. Even the mums at the school feel it, because, you know, it's just a lot. It's just a weird lottery, isn't it? The one that I wish I hadn't won, but hey, it's just a weird lottery. So yeah, so it was hard. I kept it to myself to begin with. And this is the thing. So since I've had this, and I have shared it online on my social media, I have come to realise there is a lot of women and men going through different things at the moment that don't necessarily share it. And it's not because they should need to share it, it's a personal decision. But it just occurred to me, it just fascinated me how common it is that there's all, you know, people, so many people are going through very similar things. So I think, that being said, we really have to be mindful and give give people a break, because everyone's going through something out there, and it's, you know, we just got to be kind. Life is very short. This is the only life we have. So just come from a place of real consideration. So yeah, so anyway, I had this wound infection that didn't close until my surgery was the 6th of July. It didn't close till the 23rd of August, which is my son's 21st birthday. And then on the 28th of August, I got my oncotype score back. So what they did with my mass, it was 42 millimeters, my tumour. My cancer came back stage 2, which is good. So it's not high grade, high stage, should I say. But it was grade 3, so it was fast growing. They ended up taking 6 centimeters out, which is a lot. They dissected it, obviously, to see what was going on with it. And then they sent some of it off to America for some new testing called oncotype test. And then when the pathology report came back for that, my oncotype score came back as 24, which is high. So for my age, I'm 41, they were hoping it would be something around a score of around 14 or under, which would then mean I could just go through radiotherapy before having hormone therapy. But it was really high. So in the sense of their barometer is 25 and over, you get chemo, and I'm literally on the cusp. So the pathway for me was to have a couple of 6 rounds of chemo. So I had my first chemo yesterday. Oh my goodness. The day they told me I was having chemo, I cried again. So I cried when I got told I had breast cancer. I cried the day I had my biopsy because I knew something was wrong. And I cried. So I got really morbid at that point, actually, from the point of finding out something could be wrong. You know, I started to like plan my funeral, try and tell Paul that, you know, if anything should happen to me, to go work part-time, do this, do that, you'll be fine. Yeah, so I went through a lot of emotions. I'm sure many people do. I actually got drunk. I bought a bottle of brandy. Got drunk the day they told me. And then I walked from here to my parents' house and they were like, why did you not drive? And I'd called my brothers round and I told the family together, but it was hard. In fact, I shared it on social media because of the lovely girl, the woman that sat next to me on my bedside partner who was having surgery just before me, because I didn't know how to share it with people. And she suggested to put it online. Hi guys. So it's nighttime and the kids are not fully asleep. What are you guys up to? I'm doing a quick video. So if you guys sit quite quietly here, I can finish my video, yeah? Yeah, let me finish my video. It's night time, everyone's asleep. We don't do that. Close your eyes. So I was talking about, so, all right, go watch Beam.
Your phone.
Oh, here you go. Why don't you take my phone upstairs? So,
Amazing.
what happened? Let Mummy finish the story. What happened was, yeah, I got drunk, told my family. Yeah, because it was just a lot. I mean, it took a few days before, took about 10 days before I actually told the kids, even though I think they picked up on it. So Orion was wearing some pull-ups. He started bedwetting again. I thought, you know what?
Mom, why is it not working?
It's just something. Actually, you can't watch it while I'm on here recording something. It's going to interfere with my video. So you can watch it upstairs though, or in a different room. So yeah, it was horrible. It's horrible sharing it. And so you're managing lots of people's feelings. The hospital really good. They'd given me a book on how to, a couple of leaflets, I think, that they had. Macmillan's great, Maggie's are great, Breast Care Now is amazing. There's a Helen Rosalind Centre. There's loads of places where I've kind of looked on their information to see kind of what things, where I can get different kind of, because I was looking for information. So partly you find your own way, don't you? It's your own journey, you'll find your own way. So I found out that I shared it with the kids. I shared it with Paul's family. Hi babe, can you take them out of the room?
Why are you not in your bed?
I'm trying to do a video.
I can't even watch
Come on. Come on.
It's night time, it's like
Mommy,
so late.
watching this.
Yeah, but take it upstairs.
I'm the
Off you go.
bot, Daddy.
No, you can't watch that upstairs.
Daddy said no bot bots.
I'm the
Come on, go up.
bot. I want to watch upstairs.
No, give me a kiss. I love you. Good night. These guys are super tired.
Give Mummy your phone.
Go to bed, Mommy.
No, I'll give you a bot bot. Come on.
I can't go with Daddy. Give me a kiss.
Come on.
Go on, go. Off you go. Night night.
Who was that?
This. Mummy and Daddy and Auntie Cole. Auntie Sonia.
Is that you?
Babe, I'm recording a video right now.
Yeah, come on.
What's that? What are you doing over there? Ow! Oh, you just stubbed my toe!
Come on.
I stubbed my
Soraya,
toe.
You stubbed your toe.
Soraya, come on.
Is it okay? Good night.
Get in your bed and get your bot bot.
Babe, can you shut the door, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm gonna be going to Robert's, taking that box down to Robert's. I'm just letting you know.
Once they're in bed, though, babe.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is family life. My husband's got to pop out. He's organising a night. Well, he's not organising it. His brother. a friend of his passed away, and he's helping set up for the 9 nights. So that is when, on the 9th night of passing, there is a celebration evening. So yeah, sharing things with the family is difficult. You've got to work out your own way. It was easier to talk to strangers, I can't lie. I was as this was happening, as I was being diagnosed, I found I was rewriting the business plan for the company that I was working for at the time. So I do project work, and quite oddly, my project was ending in June anyway. So my contract was ended in June, and I got a mentor from a really big company, a government agency actually, and I don't know him. He was just volunteering his time pro bono for the charity that I work for, and via an intermediary. So basically my job was funded by the City Bridge Trust, who were offering free mentoring from the Cranfield Trust, and then he came from another company. He came from the Financial Conduct Authority, and I found it so easy to talk to him. I don't even know the guy. I've never seen him. Obviously, I was working quite closely with him. Finished the business plan. Felt great. You know, I always want to finish stuff, to the point where I was finishing the reporting. Yeah, one of those, I wouldn't say control freaks, but I like to see things through, especially when they're my baby. So yeah, so that was me. So anyway, I did that, spoke to this stranger. It was funny. We shared it with, Paul hadn't shared it with his family, so it became very business-like. So we you know, in the era of pandemics and COVIDs and lockdowns, we took to Zoom and shared it with his family via Zoom. So he's got a big family though, so that was that. So there's all these different ways of sharing. Yeah, so anyway, the point of my video was to document how I'm feeling. Bless, I can hear when the kids crying. I think that's Soraya. So I got told I had to have chemo. I cried again. That was on the 28th of August. And then they scheduled it for me to see the oncologist. I met with my oncologist. She went through all the things that I needed to have done and stuff, like all the drugs I'm taking and stuff. So I had my first round of chemo yesterday. They don't do ports where I live, but they do PICC lines, but that would be a lot more management, and it's harder to, well, it would be a lot for me to manage with the little kids. So because they're very touchy-feely, they love hugging me, which is why I'm down here, because it's really weird. I've been getting lots of different advice. I was oncologist, and then the nurse that did my pre-assessment was like, try not to cuddle the kids for the first 2 nights, because your body will be excreting some of the stuff from the chemo. So I had my chemo yesterday, scared as hell, crying, really ratty, snapping at Paul and stuff. Like, I'm sure that's normal, I don't know. I was like treating him like a right piece of shit because I was so stressed out. Yeah, and it run up to chemo, I was like using it as my bit of freedom, like going out with to a wedding, going out with my friends and stuff like that. So, you know, because winter's coming and I've got to be extra careful with picking germs and stuff. So I'm not really going to be mingling. So that was a reason for going out, and to the point where I annoyed my husband a bit. He's like, you're out all the time. Plus I put on loads of weight because I was going out for lots of lunches. But anyway, yeah, it's good to go out and mingle and see people that you love and stuff like that. And I had a massage as well, and I had a facial last week as well. So yeah, treat yourself, ladies. We're worth it. So first round of chemo was yesterday, and went in, and because I'm a day case, they set me up on, they've got all these like chairs. They show you around before you go anyway, but they got all these chairs, and they I had the line put in here through my vein here. So they attached me to like a saline drip first, and then the drugs I had were like, I'll see if I can add them to the video, but they were like red and then white, so E and C. So I had like 3 bottles of this red one, and then like 4 or 5 of these white ones. And because of the type of drugs they are, if there was something going on with their machine, I don't know if that was true or not, but the nurse basically had to push the drugs through the syringe manually. And they have to be careful, and they have to see what they're doing, because if it spills in the line, apparently it could burn my skin. I'd need to go to plastics. So I didn't even know this. Like, there's so many, like the people that are in the room having chemo, they're all having chemo, but there's so many different drugs to chemo, and I didn't know that either. So first they primed me with some saline, then they gave me some steroids, and they gave me some anti-sickness drugs. And then they started giving me these drugs, and I'm thinking, is that it? Like, it's just not like it is in the movies. It's just like, oh, that's fine. And then they were putting it through my arm. Oh my God, before that, I tried the cold cap. So this is where my hair looks really greasy. So they wet my hair, and I took some conditioner, and I put the cold cap on. And oh my goodness, it was just like squeezing my head. I might even drop a picture. Squeezing my head, and it's freezing fucking cold. I can't even tell you. I couldn't even think straight. It was literally giving me a headache instantaneously. So I was like, do you know what? I need to take this off. So yeah, I will be losing my hair. I have cut it because it was a lot longer, but yeah, I've cut it, and yeah. Anyway, what the strategy I've been taking with this whole journey is just taking it day by day. Whatever comes next comes next. Like, I had to have like a heart valve scan a couple of weeks ago, and I knew when it was, but I didn't really like read the letter or anything till the day before, or actually in the morning. I was like, where's this letter? Because yeah, there's a lot of overwhelm that for me that can come with like overthinking it all. So yeah, and then I felt like I didn't really want to talk about it to everyone all the time, because I didn't really want it to take away from just being normal. So I've been very lucky. I have a lot of children that keep me busy. So even though I'm not working, because my project came to an end, and I was childminding as well, and I obviously can't do that, or, you know, with what I'm going through. I've taken a break. So yeah, the kids themselves keep me really busy. And then it's moments like when I had the facial the other week, where I just sit there and I just cry. And I don't know if the woman could tell I was crying. But yeah, it's those handful of moments, and it's just like, and it's just like, oh my God. And it hits you. You know, I went to playgroup, and one of the mums sat me down. Well, actually, one of the leaders sat me down to tell me what she'd been through, and I just broke down. And sometimes people, the amount of kindness, love and support from so many people has been so overwhelming. So, because I'm quite proud, I don't really, like, I will always give, but I'd always feel too proud to receive. And yeah, it's been a humbling experience. So, and I have to remember that, you know, when I'm giving as well, those people are receiving from me. So I have to be, I have had to change how I view that. So yeah. Yeah, this has been a journey, because even with all the beautiful people that have been there have been a couple of people that I've been very close to throughout my life that have disappeared, and that has been another kind of it's been another sort of experience that been very eye-opening, really. And you know, we have to as people remember that we're born alone, and eventually we will, when we go up to heaven, we're going to die alone. So not to worry about those that aren't with us throughout the whole journey, because you know, there are people that will be with us for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And you know, we can't hold that against, we can't hold against anyone, because we don't know what other people are going through as well. So yeah, just forgive, send them with love and positivity, and just keep going. So yeah, I have been very tired. I've had loads of sleepless nights. I have really been exhausted, because having cancer is exhausting. But you stay strong and you stay positive for the people around you, because those people that are around you really need you, and it goes both ways. You feel, you know, you need them too. So yeah, we've talked about lots of different things today. So my after chemo, once as she was as the nurse was pushing the drugs into me, my arm started to feel a lot colder, a lot colder. So I asked for a heat pack, and towards the end, I started to feel really tired, really drowsy. In fact, really lightheaded, and I had a real big headache here. And then by the time I came home, like, I managed to get out and walk to the car and be picked up and stuff. And by the time I got home, I came laid down. Like, I celebrated my daughter's birthday. It was her birthday, so I came down to stay downstairs. We did a cake for her, and she had a takeout. My mum brought me some healthy dinner. Thank you, Mum. And then after her cake, I came to lay down, because my ears and my eyes and my head were throbbing. So I just went to sleep. I did wake up a couple of times in the night, and I didn't feel any pain as I thought I might, or headachy. And then today, I felt nauseous quite a lot. I was feeling pain in my breast. Don't know if that's normal or psychological. I was feeling just drained, very sleepy, and the back of my head was hurting a lot as well here, and my ears. So yeah, haven't been able to do much. To be fair, I haven't been able to do much since my operation. That has been quite hard for me. So as much as I'm busy with the kids, playing and being around me, physically, my house looks a state. And so that is what I haven't been able to manage, my housework. Not only that, when I first had my operation, I couldn't even wash my hair. I couldn't even wash. Not just because of the operation, but because the fact that I had such a bad infection. Yeah, but I'm sure I could talk about that another time. But yeah, so this video was mainly to talk about how I'm feeling post day one. So I feel tired, headachy, a bit nauseous, They say that because they've sent me home with loads of anti-sickness drugs, they've sent me home with steroids, and then they primed me with that initially. I'm being told to wait till like day 2, 3, 4 where I'll be crashing. And then from day 7, I've been told my immune system will be really, really low. And that's when I'm prone to the most infections, between days 7 and 10. So I've got these really nice injections to give myself through my stomach that will stimulate my bone marrow to produce more white blood cells. So they say. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll try and do some daily videos on how I'm feeling. They'll probably not be as long as this at all, but I hope I've been able to help anyone. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you want to follow me on social media, I'll add my handles down below as well. And please like this video if you found it useful, and share and subscribe. Peace.